I thought the difference in the game was honestly that they played like they had some experience, and we just kept doing things that seemingly didn't, fouling a three-point shot and coming out of a timeout. And all we talked about in the timeout was don't bail them out with a foul. And, just we didn't play with enough discipline to win this game. And our lack of discipline plays just were too much for us to overcome. We had a chance to win the game. We played hard. We competed. They're big kids, a tough matchup, obviously, for us. And but we just, I felt like made too many undisciplined plays to really put ourselves in the best position to win the game.
Kevin, is the most disappointing part of the season for you the fact that the team doesn't seem to be getting any better?
Well, I wouldn't say that they're not getting any better. I don't think that. I just think that there's new and different lessons that they have to learn every time they play. And one night you're facing a team that's quite a bit quicker than you, and which is what happened on Sunday night. We got out of position and fouled, and tonight we face some size that's difficult, but I wouldn't, it's just something different rears its head, and we played better defensively tonight for the most part, but again, it's one night it's turnovers. Tonight we take care of the ball. Some night it's offensive rebounds. Tonight we rebound the ball a little bit better. It's just something different. It seems like it happens.
Knowing, Kevin, who your next two opponents are, how much more of a sense of urgency was there going into this game for a team that's still searching for that first point?
It's I wouldn't say that there was. I feel like our guys have played with urgency. I thought they played with urgency last Sunday in Tallahassee. I can't fault their effort, their sense of urgency, their sense of coachability. So that's not. You don't play one game because of who's next on your schedule or anything like that. You play the one game because it's the one game that you have to play, and we had a shot to win tonight. Had a game we could win and we didn't, and so that's hard for us, and we're disappointed by it.
Coach, it seemed like you showed your emotions off in terms of you having a sense of urgency in terms of getting some wins. You don't want to be the coach that has a losing season or a winless season in the conference. What has to be done to try to win these next two games and prevent a losing season or a winless season in ACC play?
You just have to play good from start to finish, or play well, I should say, and you have to know who you are. You have to know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and you have to find a way to try to outperform and outplay and out effort the guy across from you for 40 minutes. So you got maybe catch a break. We had a ball banked in against us, and a couple other things that didn't seem like they were normal or right, but you just got to figure out a way to make your own breaks.
Kevin, do you personally feel pressure? Do you feel like you're on a hot seat right now?
I think coaches in general live on a hot seat, so I don't do I feel any more pressure?
From a sense of job security.
I don't. I've never spent a lot of time worrying about that, and I try to do the best I can for my players every day. And I said when I took this job that it would be about the players, and that's who it's about. And I'll work tonight and try a way to help them be better for Saturday, and that starts tomorrow. So I'm not. This is not about me. It's about them and me doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's try to help them be successful.
Coach, in terms of late game scenarios, what do you think are some of the crucial mistakes you need your team to correct going forward?
Well, it depends on which game you reference. Like I said a little bit earlier, it seems to be something a little bit different, you know, every game. You know, I could call out mistakes that were made in the last 2 or 3 minutes of this game that just completely go against what we practice and what we teach and how we work, but that, you know, that wouldn't do any good. It's an overall collective. We have to play better. We have to execute better. We have to execute better on defense. We have to play with more discipline on defense. We have to make good decisions on offense. You know, we start the half and we have, I don't know, what was it, 3, 4, 5, just like you're playing horse shots, and don't make one. And so you got to make shots too. And sometimes the ball's got to go in the goal. So,
Kevin, I know that, you know, with the young lineups that you're working with still, but in game 29, is that something you should not have to be addressing at this point? A lack of discipline, you know, going against what?
Well, I wouldn't. No, I trust me. I've and I don't think I'm alone in this. I think that it's just some guys have an undisciplined nature, and it's just kind of who they are, and so you fight against that, and you ask them to fight against human nature to be different than that, and they try. It's just sometimes they don't succeed. So, I mean,
that's an uncoachable aspect then.
No, you work with them and you try to make it better, and you talk in a huddle about, okay, we need a solid defensive possession, and don't bail them out with a cheap foul, and then we foul a three-point shooter at the end of the shot clock. You're coaching it, but sometimes it doesn't always get to the required destination.
Last question here with Joe.
Kevin, I know you said this is about the players, not you, but I'm curious, are you confident that you're going to get a chance to see this through, that you'll be the coach here next season?
You know, Joe, I don't my confidence in that really is irrelevant, and I don't mean that disrespectfully to you. I mean, you understand. I hope you understand that. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter. You know, those questions need to be asked to, you know, the athletic director. That's not. I'm not here to be confident or unconfident, or I'm here to help these guys be successful, and I'm not doing a good enough job of that right now. We need to get better. We need to. But I'm not. I'm just not the right person to ask, because it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think, and so we'll keep coaching them, and I'll keep doing what I'm supposed to do, and then until I'm told it's, you know, time's up or whatever, but I've got a great group of kids that I coach, and I've you know, I just want to help them, and I want to help them more.
Jonathan, we talked after the game at Florida State, and you felt like there was improvement. Did you see that again today, in the practice days into this game, that you guys felt like you were in a good spot coming into this game?
We prepared very well the last few days. We competed hard today, but we had a lot of those mental lapses toward the home stretch, similar to Florida State, which cost us the game. So.
Between the way you guys were playing tonight and your opponent, I mean, was there something about this game that felt maybe a little bit different, even though you guys have been getting closer some over the past month? I mean, did this game feel more winnable than maybe some others you've had recently?
Definitely. We felt like we've been getting better over the past few weeks, and we felt like this was our opportunity to get a W today.
In some ways, does that make a loss like this hurt more?
Well, every loss hurts, you know, as a whole. So all we can do is go back to the drawing board and continue to progress and get better.
You mentioned mental lapses. I guess what's going to stick out to you? What's going to eat at you guys in terms of how the last couple minutes went?
You know, just playing defense the right way, just sticking to our principles. You know, when getting those clutch moments where we need to stop and all those things. Those are times we have to really be fully engaged, and you know, these young guys, they'll get it pretty soon. You know, it's their first go around, so they'll get it.
Sure. Do the young guys look to you, Jonathan? You know, you've been playing a lot more lately. They look to you as an example of, you know, stick to it and things will get better.
You know, I'm definitely a voice and an example of being level-headed. You know what I mean? But you know, they're not really freshmen anymore because they played so much and they went through all these experiences. So they had to grow up fast, and I think it's going to do them well in the big picture of things.
Has this been tough on those guys as freshmen?
Well, it's been tough on them, but it's a good thing. It's good to go through some adversity. It makes you tougher.
Jared, what did Coach Stallings tell you guys after that one? I mean, is it sort of him hammering home the same point after every game, or is there always sort of something new that sticks out to him?
Well, the last two games where we slipped up was, you know, sticking to our principles, remaining focused on the task at hand to pull out the win. And I mean, so it was pretty much the same message as the last game with Florida State. When we have certain other lapses, of course, that message is relayed to us. So it's, you know, it's whatever we need to work on at the time. That's going to be the message that he's, you know, relaying to us. So today it was just sticking to our principles.
For the two of you, what do you all feel like? You know, you're fishing, I believe, 19 of 32. What do you feel like? Was their defense doing anything that gave you guys problems, or what did you guys believe were some of the kind of the roots from those offensive struggles?
You know, we had a bunch of open looks that we didn't knock them down. You know, there's going to be nights like that, but where you recover in those nights is you got to get stops, got to get consistent stops, and some of the stops we needed tonight we didn't get. So.
You mentioned the open looks. Obviously, do you guys feel like you became, I guess, overly reliant on the three? I think you only had two two-point buckets in the second half, 2 points in the paint. What made it difficult to get the ball inside, number one, and how tough is it to try to put a game away when you're not getting points that way?
We tried to, you know, drive the ball, get paint touches, and they were collapsing in, so our guys were hitting the open guys on the perimeter. That's the shots that we were giving, and they were open shots. We just didn't, like I said, we didn't knock them down.
I know it's been a long season, even longer without Brian Luther, but I'm looking ahead to Saturday. How important is it for you to try to win against Virginia on Saturday, considering the fact that this could be your last game in a Pitt uniform as a senior rec day?
We try to win every game, and you know, I want to go out there and win every game that we play. But I'm not looking at. I know it's my last home game, but I'm looking at the kind of the big picture of things. I want the guys to grow and continue to learn the things that we need to learn as a unit. And if a W comes from that, that'll be a blessing. That would be a nice way to finish my career here at Pitt.
I thought today's game was very similar to what I watched on tape. I think Pitt plays exceptionally hard, and that was definitely a concern we had coming into the ball game. They play with great effort, they play with great energy, and you know, they put us in some very, very tough situations. You know, we're very fortunate to come away with the win. We're happy that you know, we can get a win, especially on the road in this league. You're always happy about it, but you know, I thought they were the aggressors for a good part of the night.
Yeah, you talked about you're watching tape on this team, but obviously you've seen them prior to their last two games. But is there a vast improvement from what you've seen on tape to the present day with this team?
Well, I thought, you know, went to the smaller lineup a little bit more, and the kind of the 5-out with good ball movement, and they were able to get some dribble drive penetrations. And then they were to kick it out and knock down some shots. I mean, they hit 10 threes on us, too. So, you know, when they go to that small lineup, is what we call it, when they have Stevenson at the 5 and Wilson Frame at the 4, it's really tough to guard. because all those guys can handle it, and they all are pretty good passers, and they all can get their shoulders past somebody.
Coach, did you feel like using the post player to double up on the guards at the top of the key did a good job of causing defensive pressure?
For them or for us? We need to play better. You know, we need to do a better job of playing defense in terms of staying in front of our man with wide hands. I thought they got into the bonus a lot sooner than we really wanted them to. So we could have done a better job, but you have to give them credit for making those plays.
What was the difference for Crawford from the first half to the second half?
You know, he's played a lot of minutes. You know, he's been our starting point guard from day one his freshman year. And I just think he did a better job of settling in. And, you know, I still think he took one really bad shot. But other than that, you know, to play 34 minutes, handle the ball as much as he does or did, and have 0 turnovers, that's really good for us.
You know, as a team, Danny, players and coaches both, is there any pressure going into a game where you're playing a winless team where you really don't want to be that, you know, that team's first win?
There's pressure in this league from top to bottom. I mean, this is the ACC, you know, and it's the best basketball league there is in college. And regardless of who you're playing, it doesn't matter. There are no easy nights. And, you know, going into this ball game, you know, for us, we're also trying to get ourselves back to a point where we can get to that ACC tournament and go on a run. And that's what all teams are trying to do right now, is trying to play the best ball they can down the stretch to get prepared for ACC tournament and postseason. And, you know, for us, we're fortunate, like I said earlier, to come away with a win. But we're happy to have it, and hopefully this can give us some momentum as we move forward.